Okay, I'm gonna move a camera today, and I got the NanoSwitch from Unifi, so I'm gonna be talking about that in my setup. I'm gonna move this camera right here because this one is above the bistro lights. So at night when the bistro lights are on, all you see is a big giant white glow. So I'm gonna move it down onto the fence. It won't be a secure location, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Alright, so bistro lights. Those are the bistro lights. I've seen that in other videos. I've already moved this screen down. But up right directly above that window is the camera. I went, wow, it's dirty up there. Holy smokes. That's a lot of bugs, nests. I'm going to have to hose that off. I'm going to clean that, so don't judge me. But I'm going to move that camera probably somewhere over here, maybe above the fence. Maybe that one I left long, I'll put it there. But anyway, I'm gonna come over here where the network comes up on top of the fence. Boy, that was my wife was putting together the lawn sweeper. So anywho, I'm gonna move this one. I'm gonna leave this one here, but I'm gonna take this line that comes out of the house. I'm going to put the Surge Protector on it and then the NanoSwitch on it. And then I'll probably, I don't know, take the wire down that way somewhere and put the camera over here. So I see the backyard a little bit better and where it is now. Maybe I'll do it right on this post. On that post. Yeah, that might work. I can kind of get it off to this way a little bit more. See the backyard. All right, let's get started then. All right, in the basement. This is my my workshop now. Many of my other videos, this was just a big pile of junk over here. Well, it's still a big pile of junk, but it's getting a little better. Anyway, here is the Ethernet Surge Protector. This is the ETH-SP. So I'm going to put that out there. And then this is the outdoor NanoSwitch. Outdoor 4-port POE pass-through switch. So this is only a POE pass-through. So you can't, this is a not an unmanaged switch, I believe. Looks like I paid $40 for it. And that was at Micro Center. Micro Center had one. So I just ran out and bought it. I just ran out and got it. So I already kind of unboxed it. I'm sure there's unboxing videos for anybody who wants to see those. So, but anyway, I'm going to put these on and then move that other camera. This is the Surge Protector. I don't remember what I paid for these. These aren't that expensive. I mentioned in another video. So that's it. It's a little tiny thing. And, screw. You just ground it there, and then it's just a pass through. So, so I'm gonna put that outside because that line does run up into my, my 24-port POE switch. So I do want to put like surge protection on that. And then this is the NanoSwitch, outdoor 4-port POE pass-through switch. So, really, this is about all that came in the box. This and there are some metal. No, they are metal. They are some. Can't get them out. There's a screw. So the screw there, just like in there, and then the metal hose clamps. So that's kind of nice. This thing's bigger than I thought it would be. So yeah, so there you go. Warning: POE always active. POE always active. You can see that. A little warning sort of there. I believe that's so. My thing with Ubiquiti, the UBNT website, when you look these things up, I don't, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm not looking in the right spot, but I don't see a lot of, there's typically not a lot of really technical literature on these things. So you're kind of up to trying to deduce your own theory sometimes on how these things work and if they will work and what they will work with. So what I understand about this switch is that it's powered by 24 volt passive 24 volt. So when you put passive 24 volt to this, it only power it's a pass through, 24 volt pass through. So so it'll only power up 24 volt devices. Now I'm putting these on the two G3 cameras, which can run on the 24 volt passive, so I'm good. But if you didn't want the 24 volt, then I think you need to use. They have some other outdoor switch that's a managed switch that has that 802 AF or AT power, whatever it is. So I think this is what I need. I just need the 24 volts. I'm only running 2 cameras. I have an option for some third 24 volt device if I ever want to put a third camera out there. And then so I'm going to just run 24 volt to it from the switch, 24 volt passive, and then put the cameras on it. So I will go outside and I think I'll hook all this up first and hook the camera that's on it up, and then I will remove the camera from up in the eave and then bring that down and hook it up. I'm putting this on a 4x4 fence post, so I see that it has 2 screw holes in it there. So I guess I will hang it that way. Seems kind of weird to just hang it just by those 2 on the post, but whatever. We'll give it a shot and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I can probably blow out maybe this hole. Looks like it's right back there. It looks like you can actually drill that out pretty easily. So maybe if I just put a screw through that way. You know, it's weird. This thing has like all this room, right? I mean, that's a big amount of room for your wire to come through. I would have thought this could have been, you know, much shorter. But anyway, I don't know why they made it so much longer. Maybe so they had more material to mount to. I don't know. It just seems weird that you have all that distance. You know, I probably could have been half that distance. Not that I care about the size. I got plenty of room, but you know what I'm gonna do before I go outside is I think I'm gonna make up the grounding wire. Make up the grounding wire for these 2. I think I'm gonna ground. This one doesn't say that it necessarily needs to be grounded, but I see it has a hole, a screw there. So I'm gonna go ahead and ground it. I think I'm gonna ground this one, and I'll ground this one, and I'll probably hang it on the post, you know, top bottom, and then and I think I'll make up a grounding wire for it first. So I had some 12-2 Romex laying around, so I just stripped it out. There's the remnants on the floor. Just wanted to do it for free. I had it laying around. I salvaged it, or I sacrificed it. So I have the 2 grounding wires. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist these together, and I'll put a fork end, or whatever these things are called, these ends, on each one, so that they sit down into the grounding screw, and then I'll have one go into that, one go into that. I'm going to braid these, I think, with the just stick them in the drill, cordless drill, braid them down, and then I'll find a grounding strap to hook them in. I spun it together. I have the GoPro on this stupid tripod, so that's why we're at a weird angle here. But anyway, yeah, so that's spun together. I left 2 ends out for the grounding. And then, so I'll take this, and I will, I don't know if that's going to show up. Take that. Also grab just a piece of copper pipe. I know it should be brass, but I really just want to discharge static electricity off of this thing. I'm not really too worried about grounding it for safety or grounding it for lightning. I just want to ground it for electric static discharge. So I drilled a little, smacked it solid, drilled a little hole in it, put a little thing in there. So this piece, when I get outside, this piece can slide into there and I'll crimp it. And then these two pieces I left open. So one will go to Surge Protector and one will go to the NanoSwitch. And so I'll go outside and mount it all up. Okay, we're outside. So I had some difficulties, which we'll talk about here. I come to realize that the Surge Protector is not, this plane is not even with this plane. So when I went to screw it on the post, it wanted to do that, because that's shallower than this, which I didn't like. So when I zipped it in, and I mean, I don't care the way it looked. I just, as I was screwing this in, it caused more torque and tension down here, and I just felt like that was going to crack at some point, maybe this bottom plate or something. So don't mind the motorcycles going by. So yeah, so then I realized it had, the only other time I used one of these was on the pole, and I zip screwed it to the pole, and that was fine because that is the same plane. So it didn't do that. But on the wood, it's doing that, and that's not good. I don't know why they did that. You should, like, they give you the long screw, like you're supposed to mount it, like you could mount it that way, and then when it zips in, it gets cocked. So anyway, so what I decided was I'm gonna mount it with these slotted holes. I'll slide it down, and then I'm gonna through bolt this with some blue Loctite. And then that'll keep that more secure. And I didn't want to hang it and screw it because I was afraid those slots are so small. I needed really small head screws, so I was afraid those screws would also get pulled out, because that's going to give me a way more torque on this mounting than these tiny screws are. So I don't have a tripod out here, so I'm going to mount this, and then I'll show it to you after it's mounted. So that one's on. A little wobbly. I might put a screw through it anyway. But anyway, it's in here, and then it's through bolted. There's a bolt back there with some blue thread lock, medium strength thread lock. So I'm gonna put this up next. This is the NanoSwitch. I'm gonna hang that right next to it, and then wire that up to the ground, and then move put that camera on the NanoSwitch and the NanoSwitch onto the Surge Protector, and then I'll move the camera that's up in the eave. Okay, so they're both hooked up and they're both grounded at this point. This grounding strap runs all the way down there. There's a rod in the ground, and it's screwed to it, and it's also wrapped around it because I had extra, but the wrapping is probably really not doing much since it's not really squeezed to it. But yep, so they come up twisted, and then splits off, and then goes into each unit, and they're both just in here with a crimped connection to a circular electrical connection, I guess, and then through screwed or through bolted. So this one's bolted and this one's bolted as well. Next, I will take the power off of this and bring it over to here, and then bring power from here to here, and then back out to this camera until I move the other camera. Looks like we're up and running. Well, I got network traffic. I don't know if the camera's on yet or not. So here we go. Got network traffic. So looks like everything's up and running. Surge Protector, switch, camera. Looks like traffic. One thing I found is these have different size slices in them. So these two are big and this one's smaller. This smaller one doesn't fit. I guess sort of fits. It's tough to get the cover on though, so I'm going to drill that out a little bit bigger. Slice that open a little bit bigger, because it doesn't really fit the outdoor cable as much as well. So I'm going to do that. Yep, we're up and running. This camera's working. 24 volt passive. A little blue light. We're good to go. I don't like the way this is mounted. I'm going to have to. There's just those two screws in there. This outdoor cable's so thick and heavy it pushes it around. Even this little cable pushes it around actually. So I'm gonna have to put another screw in there, remount that somehow differently. But anyway, it's up and running. Everything looks good inside. I just got to readjust this camera since I had to take it off and run this new wire into it. So there's the G3 bullet cam, a little faded, not too bad. I want to say this is 2 years old now, so I'm going to redeploy it and see what happens, see how much longer it lasts. Okay, done with this. I am done with this. NanoSwitch, 24 volt pass through, POE pass through, whatever they call it. So, yeah, hanging up. Did exactly what I needed to do. You know, the Unifi ecosystem. I mean, I guess they damn near thought of everything. Because this is really good. Anything that's 24 volts outside, 24 volt passive outside, you can bring your line up, feed it in. I added a, since this is coming from the basement, from the inside switch, I added the Surge Protector. So it comes into the Surge Protector, comes out, powers up the NanoSwitch, and then I moved that other camera, so now I have that camera. And I have that one over there. I don't know if that's going to stay there or not. It's kind of testing that out. I don't know. I haven't decided really. I feel like the yard's pretty well covered in the backyard. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so this is out. Grounded it here. So I grounded both of them. This had that little grounding screw, so I figured what the hell. And then I also, you know, obviously grounded the Surge Protector, and that's in a copper rod that goes into the ground there, and then it's, I don't really need that, I guess, but anyway, connected bolt grounding rod into the ground. That goes, I don't know, 2 feet down, 3 feet down, and then this is clamped on, screwed in to a hole I drilled in that, and then the extra is just wrapped around it. That's not really doing anything, but and then that comes up through there and grounds everything out. So yeah, NanoSwitch. I put an extra screw in it too because I didn't like the way it was wobbling around, and it actually already had a hole there, so I don't think I'm too worried about waterproofing that or anything. Everything's up in there, and they make this whole thing so long. Let's see if I can put this on one-handed. Oh, did I get it? Did I get it? Oh, I got it. Look at that. So yeah. And then I just ran the, for now I just ran the, that's outdoor armored coax, outdoor, that's outdoor armored Cat 6. So I just brought it all the way down here, ran it around. And then this was the end of the spool, so I left all this extra, and I just ran it up to here. I know I should probably be protecting these wires, but yeah, whatever. Alright. So that was it. I gotta go help my wife with leaves. Sucks.